Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today we're talking Below Deck Med, Season 6 reunion. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what happened. I'm going to be honest with you. I enjoyed the season much better than the shit show we had last season. But it wasn't great, was it? The beginning part of the season was really good. The ending kind of got a little more boring, and I feel like the boringness kind of continued over into this reunion. But we'll still talk about it. Let's go over it. I always look forward to these reunions, but this one kind of fell flat for me. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. So, unfortunately, Lexi was a no-show. I kind of assumed that would be the case. I feel like that's just the easy way out for her. Instead of having to come face the music and explain why she acted like such a jerk all season. But yeah, she was a no-show, and again, I don't want to give her any credit because she's a terrible human being, but I mean, she made the season more interesting. I could have used her on this reunion. She wasn't there. So we kind of jump into the reunion. They talk about boatmances right off the bat. Did Malia find it annoying about David's feelings? No, it's not annoying. I mean, he's allowed to like who he wants. He didn't cross any lines with her. She wasn't into it. That was the end of it. To me, it felt like more of a storyline than anything else. But I wish that Courtney and Z had hooked up. Even at the end when they talk about going to split together, I was hoping that they had like a little fling or something. But it doesn't sound like they did. It sounds like they're just good friends. So that's cool. From there, we get to see a montage of Mathew spiraling. What else is new? Saying he took on more than he can handle. How did Mathew's food compare? A lot of the crew were saying, no, it was really good. There were no complaints from the guests. Andy asked the crew, would you work with him again? They all raised their hands with the exception of, dun, 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 Captain Sandy. So Sandy bugs the crap out of me. I did not care for her at all this reunion. But I get what she was saying here. She was saying, you know, why would I want to work with this guy again since he's so unreliable? And that's my thought too. He could cook the best food in the world, and if you're gonna quit every 5 seconds over a phantom knee pain or hurt feelings or whatever, then we can't rely on you. I don't know about you guys. I tried to pay attention to the food. I thought it looked really boring this season. There was nothing that I saw that I was like, ooh, I really want to eat that. Whereas Rachel, on regular Below Deck, everything she makes, I think, looks delicious. But, yeah, even on this reunion, he annoyed me. I mean, look how they're all dressed. Most of them dressed up, except for Mathew. He's wearing a freaking tie-dye t-shirt. I mean, come on. It's a reunion. You all know you're supposed to dress up. What are we doing here? But so the interesting part of this reunion was they talk about Captain says she was mortified watching the show back and seeing how Mathew acted. He's cutting her off saying she's judging me on 2 days of my life. And then he starts saying, and it's kind of hard to hear, he says that Captain's being phony. That's exactly the vibe I get all the time from her. She's like a used car salesman, motivational speaker. Like, you got this platitudes with no real substance to what she's saying. That's just kind of the vibe I get. But this is the part that got interesting because Chef Matthew's saying, I think I'm a good employee. And that Captain Sandy is one of the worst captains I've worked with in 15 years. Whoa. Courtney steps up and says, no, too far. I wish she hadn't said that. I would like to hear that play out a little bit more. Let the awkward silence sit there for a minute. But, damn. The captain didn't really snap back. She says that they have to be able to diffuse things. I wish he would elaborate. I'm assuming that's just him being like, hurt feelings right there, but what would make her the worst captain? I have my own thoughts, but why does he say that she's the worst captain? I'm just curious about that one. Then we get into the Lexi hot tub night. They show a montage of her being just a terrible human being, just completely being a dick. Sandy's Watching it back, she says that she didn't see it, but if she had, she would have fired Lexi immediately. Again, hindsight 2020. Production stepped in, apparently. So remember Lexi pushed Z? Production had to step in because it was spiraling. Malia says that she actually got a really nice edit. It was way worse. And I'm saying, where is the raw footage of that? I would watch 4 episodes of that. Like, I'd like to see 4 hours of the raw footage of her losing her mind and production having to step in. And sounds like she pulled back when they did, but sounds like she's a terrible person. So interestingly enough, they're talking about she is blaming editing, Lexi is, on why she came across so terribly. So I kind of did a deep dive, as you know I like to do. Her Instagram has been made private, so you really can't see much. You can see screenshots of old clips where she was basically blaming editing. One interesting thing that I noticed was she's saying on her Instagram, basically, I'm not here to talk about this, but if you want to know some behind the scenes stuff, buy my Cameo. So I went to look to see how much she's charging for Cameo. Yeah, she's not on there anymore. So I wonder if somebody put a stop to that. Production, who knows? Very curious about that. I'm going to need more details there. I'm going to keep looking and see what's going on. But she's a terrible human being. I love that she blames editing. It's the same like Kelly Ben Simone tactic, right? Like, she's not nuts. It's editors. Oh, okay. You didn't act like that on camera? Okay. It's funny how they don't edit the others to look nuts. Just the one, just the high maintenance ones. But anyway, so yeah, it just sucks that she wasn't there. I would have liked to see what possible defense she would have had. You know, it's so cringy watching those montages back where she's bragging about how much money she has and stuff. It's like, okay, that might be true, probably not. What are you doing being a boatmaid? I mean, listen, I'm all for it. I would love to be a boatmaid. I'd love to see the world that way. I don't care, whatever. But I'm not on there bragging about how much money I have. I just think the whole thing was gross. She was gross. So I would have liked what she had to say, but she's a terrible person. So let's move on. We had a pointless segment with Delaney, cabin drama montage. Katie says it was shit show, finding out that Delaney wasn't a stew. Delaney saying, I never lied. You guys knew I wasn't a stew. They brought me on anyway. And I stepped up and did the best I could. Okay. That's pretty much all that happened. She was there for like 30 minutes. I think they just, not on the reunion, I mean on the show in general. So I think there was just nothing going on. So they needed to bring her back on for filler. Basically nothing happens. When she signs off, we find out that Lloyd has to go because his reception sucks. And just not much happening. Let's see. We see some Malia, Captain Sandy drama. Did you realize that you were losing Captain Sandy's trust? Malia says she was only working with the info she had. They kind of go back and forth, but they're all good. I feel like that drama was a little bit manufactured too. They seem to have a genuine friendship through the years, and I don't know, maybe they just felt like they needed to have a little drama at the end of the season, so they were upset with each other. Captain blames Malia for not getting the information on David, and Malia's like, I didn't know how severe it was. David wasn't communicating with me. It doesn't matter. David's fine. All good. They ended up going to split Croatia after the season. I kind of love that. I love that this crew liked each other so much that they decided to go on vacation after the season. That's very cool. They all alluded to something happening, that they all saw each other naked. He, that kind of stuff. I was hoping that Courtney and Z had hooked up, but it sounds like they just had a wild time, and that was that. Malia brought the engineer with her, and that's the beginning of their relationship. I already forgot his name. Good looking. Good for her. They all chat every day. They're on a group chat, so that's cool. And then we find out Malia filmed the whole reunion in a bathroom. That was very weird. So that's it for the reunion. Not much going on here. I still watched it. I still just enjoy them in general. It's, but it could have been better. I'd like to poke at Mathew a little bit more with a stick, get a little bit more of a reaction out of him. I feel like he's such a shit show. It's kind of fun to watch. yeah, so that was it for the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check back with me because I will be recapping that Beverly Hills reunion. I'm very excited for part 2 of that. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. And take care of yourself, stay healthy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.